Take this one. Take this one. Have them weld it. Yeah. The other one looks fine. Take this one. No, this one's good. Just take this one. All right. I'll see you when you get back. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being patient with me today. You're watching episode 28 of Tank Bangers. And in the vise today, we have an old familiar face. I think you've seen it before. There it is, the Suzuki tank. We're gonna get back to work on that again today. This side's pretty crumpled up, very similar to the other side. And we're gonna get to that in just a minute. Right now, I want to thank Full Circle Racing for being a sponsor of this segment. Full Circle Racing, be sure to visit them online at fullcircleracing.com. Thank you, Tom McAllister, for all you do for us here at Vintage Motocross Q&A and Tank Bangers and the Moto Minute and all that good stuff. Plus, all the help you've given so many racing events throughout the Northwest. Okay? All right. I guess we better get to getting. Make sure my camera angle's pretty good. I've already drilled a hole. Here. Do I have the right camera on here? Let's make sure. A little confusing this morning. Okay, that's the right camera angle. Of course, if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching the show from. And I'll be able to answer any questions you might have, okay? We have our hole drilled in the back here. I'll give you a little proof of that. All right. And we're probably going to use a variety of different tools on this Suzuki tank today. Let me know that the audio is good, that you can hear, that you're happy with that. And what I'm going to do first is take this long board. It's kind of curved. It's funny. It's curved this way for the Elsinore tanks, but the way this curve is right now, it's kind of curved right toward that. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some 180 on there. I'm going to drag it through us here. See that wrench I have in the top? See this? I put a wrench in there and cinched it down with the ratchet strap. Little idea you might want to use in the future. You got to make sure everything is nice and tight. You don't want it moving. You don't want that tank jumping out of that vise and causing more damage. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now you got a pretty good idea how big that dent really is. These tanks do curve kind of like a Coke bottle, but not this much back here. Got a dent here. Taking a bit of my own advice, you could always remove the stickers. There wasn't much left of the stickers on this tank. Okay. close enough there. I think that's looking pretty good. Got the hyperlapse camera going this morning. Want to say hello to any of my viewers that come in today. Tim Christie, good morning from Fortuna, California. Thank you for joining me. All right. RM tanks, very thin. You gotta be careful when you pry. The metal moves very easily. Let's move that over there. Now, I'm going to start back here, and I'll see how far I can go because, well, I can't go that far as far as up goes because the tool is hitting on the bench, but that's okay. We'll go forward. We've got plenty of things to do there. So, and this aluminum moves very easily. In fact, you have to be careful. It's easy to get a high spot. There's also a lot of flex in and out on RM tanks. So you have to push a little more than you normally would. Well, you don't want to push too far because you don't want to create a serious high spot. As I mentioned, they're thin gauge aluminum, and you only get so many shots at hammering, doling, and sanding. Now on the other side, and we'll probably get back to that tomorrow, down here it's good on this tank. On the other tank, it was smashed all the way through down here, and it's hard for me to get the tool that low. We'll deal with that tomorrow, but I guess I'm just kind of making an audible note to myself. Don't forget, Vintage Motocross Q&A happens tonight live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. And throughout the day, we've been bringing you all kinds of new footage from Dave Boydston and Roy Vanderveer, Oscar Pomeroy, so many others throughout the day on Vintage Motocross Q&A. Posting stuff every day. Old interviews, too. A lot of cool interviews. Tomorrow, we got Steve Stackable on Vintage Motocross Q&A at 5 o'clock. Good here, good here. We're a little low here. You know what I could do too, so I don't have to keep walking around the other side of the bench. You turn this around. Episode 28. And I can see it from this side. Okay. But right now the work is over here, so let's keep it going that way. Something a little shorter with a little hook on it. Yeah. Get it back in the hole. Where's one of the 20 magnets I lose all day? Here's one. All right. I've worked mostly back here. And we'll keep moving forward on this side of the tank. It's actually working out pretty good today. Well, it works out good every day. Just have to be patient. A little low back here yet. Tim Christie, any questions this morning? No? Now I may have to do a little hammer and dolly work back here, throughout here, because I don't want to pry too much, create a big high spot for myself, but we'll see. Yeah, videos coming up at noon every day. Next time, try this. Every day at noon. It happens on my personal page, on the Vintage Motocross Q&A page, as well as on YouTube. Getting there. Looking good. Also tonight on Vintage Motocross Q&A, we've got trivia, giving away posters of that cover of Racer X, 18 by 24, Jimmy Weiner and Tony DeStefano. We've got those. We've got mag lights from Russell Waters and Amsoil. The Vintage Motocross Q&A stickers that we give away for the What's It Worth segment. specials from Vinco, specials from Motion Pro, a little bit of something from everybody. And there will be, speaking of Vinco, sadly, we lost Kurt Leverton last weekend. We will have a little special segment honoring and remembering Kurt Leverton. That'll be tonight in Vintage Motocross Q&A. No questions, no comments. Chris, it's all good, huh? Tim Christie? All right. You know, we did get a little bit of a late start here this morning. I had something I had to do at exactly 9 o'clock, which is when I usually begin Tank Bangers, but I couldn't do that. I did put up a post saying I'd be a little late, but here we are, 10 o'clock. Tim, you ride vintage bikes? What kind of bikes do you ride, Tim? Do you race, desert ride? What's your favorite bike to ride? What got you into this sport? I mean, let me know. Anybody watching from YouTube out there this morning? Well, I don't know. If you comment, I won't be able to see it anyway. Jeff Bailey, Chuck Lundy, Don Zabalski Sr., and Phil Reyes. Thanks for joining me, guys. I don't see any comments from you, and I'm not asking you that. You should definitely comment. But if you could type in something where you're watching from, at least I know that I'm seeing your comment. You guys could be watching from YouTube. I don't know if I always see the comments from YouTube. I'm also wondering, after 26 episodes of the show, which is like, you know what 26 one-hour episodes is, guys? It's 2 years of programming on television. It's 13 weeks to an episode. 13 weeks to a season. And I'm on 26. And I go at least an hour every day, a lot of times a little bit over. Took away a lot of ugly, huh? In the past, what? 20 minutes? Not so bad. Tim Christie. I've raced motorcycles since I was 10 years old. I am now 65. Race vintage motocross, 74 CR250. Also ride in the woods. Got a 2020 Husky TE250. I have just retired and have about 15 vintage motocross bikes to restore. Well, you just retired. Good for you. Love every minute that you have now that you've earned all these days off. Collect that check. Have some fun. Thanks for answering my question there. I really should get this through here, but I can't get through here with this wrench in here. So I'm going to let that go right now, concentrate a little bit more on this section right here. Be careful of this. You see this? This is a piece of aluminum that gets stuck on the sandpaper. Over here, it's not too bad. We're just roughing in. There's some dents yet. Everything's good. You don't want that to happen when you're down to like 320, 400, and you're getting ready to put a nice finish on it, and you get a gouge with a piece of aluminum like that. We had a good Scott Hybrink interview yesterday on Vintage Motocross Q&A. Scott Hybrink, famed photographer, dirt bike, motocross action. He was actually the youngest editor ever for BMX mini cycle action. And the person who gave him that job was super hunky, Rick Simon, way back, early 70s probably. But Scott Hybrink has an interesting story. He was my guest a little while back, but I thought it was good enough that, interesting enough rather, not good enough, but interesting enough to have him back on or rerun the interview. And I did that yesterday. So if you get a minute, you want to learn a little bit more about Scott Hybrink, go over to Vintage Motocross Q&A. All of our interviews, they're all on YouTube too. While I'm doing this, I'm not just doing a herky-jerky motion and just pushing it in. I'm keeping firm pressure on it as I watch it come out, making sure it comes past a little bit where I really want it to settle in, because there's a lot of flex on these RM tanks. CR tanks, they lay there flat. They don't move. They're thicker. If there's any problems that you guys might have with a tank and you want me to take a look at it for you, send me pictures of the tank. If I have something similar here, I can do a demonstration on the tank that I have, and it may help you out. Anything I can do to help you out, guys. That's the whole purpose of this. I've got to do this work either way, whether you're watching or not. So it makes it a little nicer to kind of have a little company. And it's also nice to be able to share whatever I learned here with the rest of you, so you get some use out of it too. I'm trying not to have my big face in there. That could be avoided. Whoop. I'm way down here. If you're trying to figure out where I am. Mid-Ohio coming up the 25th, 26th, 27th, Vintage Motorcycle Days, Pickerington, Ohio. Anybody going out there for that? I will not be going. Brad Lackey is your Grand Marshal this year. He'll be out there for a couple of days. I think he's bringing his factory bike with him, the World Championship 82 RN 500. See, I'm left-handed, guys, and while I can do it that way with my right hand, it's a little bit easier for me to do it from this side. So I'm going to do that for a minute. All right, let's keep chipping away. Got a little one up here. I'm going to need something shorter than this because this doesn't give me the, oh wait, maybe it does. Yeah, I think I can get it. I don't know. All right, there's just a speck left there. I've got two up here. I don't think I can reach with. Well, actually, if I spin this whole rig around that way, I would be able to, because right now it's the bench that's in the way of that. You know what? I got enough to deal with down here. Let's keep going down here. This is not a big deal. So before I rearrange everything, let me keep going the way I'm going. See how it gets a little shinier right there in those two little points? That's where the tool is behind it, where I'm hammering, and it's raising it. Where am I here now? Right about there. Doug Nebeth, thanks for joining us. Bill Gardner. Herman Spilker. Of course, Jeff Bailey, Don Zabalski, and Philip Reyes. You guys were here earlier. Thanks for hanging in with me. But welcome, Bill Gardner, Herman Spilker, and Doug Nemeth. I'm going to put some 180 on the edge. of that soft board like that. Go over to the other side so I can approach it. Because it's right along this edge right here. That's where it gets a little difficult to sand. And really, with it being in the vise like this, it should be either back more or clamp down to the bench in a different way so I can get along this edge. I don't have any damage here, really. Got some here, obviously, but nothing down here, but I do have a little back here. Any questions, any comments, let me know, guys. I'm here to help. All right. I'm going to spin this vise a little bit this way to try and get this through my access hole back here. Let's see how that works out for us. All right. It's loosened up my ratchet strap. And I want to make sure that stays just tight enough. There you go. Just tight enough. Now, all right, I should have clearance. I think you could see that with the camera. The dent is over here. Tool comes past the workbench before it was hitting on the workbench. Let's see if I can get it up there high enough to deal with this. Well, okay, got a little smaller. A little more pressure on it. All right, so we still got some. I might be able to reach this now. Now that the camera's on, that the tank is in a little bit of a different position. I might be able to get it. Yeah, I could see a lot better on this angle than before when the tank. I could see a lot better with the light and the reflection, and I could see the metal moving. Oh yeah, I could see it a lot better now. I didn't want to pry too hard before where I really can't see. If I can't see it moving, I don't want to create more damage than I already have. But now that I can see it, it's making life a little better. You know, you could share this show too if you want some other people to come over and watch it with us. That's always fun. Moto Joe, Larry Terry, Kim Ketchum. Thanks for joining us. The rest of the crew was here a little bit earlier. Doug Nemeth, Bill Gardner, Herman Spilker, Jeff Belly, Don Zabalski Sr. But thank you all for joining me here today on Tank Bangers. Not too bad. Not so bad. All right. Back here is pretty nice. It's not perfect. Over here, I got a little something going on. Now, let's check that work. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use something a little bit softer than what I normally use. Sometimes you see me use this. That's really a hard block. This, a little more flexible, but still pretty hard. And I don't really like the way, it's not enough of a curve. Because the tank curves in this way, the natural bend of the tank a little bit here. So this doesn't work so good, and the hard ones really don't work so good. This is a little softer. And I'm going to put some, I think I'm going to put some 320 on there. I mean, I could go 400. Let's go with 320 because from what I'm feeling, it might cut a little bit of something that I got going on here. I wouldn't go as coarse as 240 because I just want to expose what I have so you guys can see exactly what's been going on here for the last hour. I mean, everything looks better and everything is better, but not exactly where I want it. So I may have to move this. Let's try this. Let's just do it like this. Now, you could see, well, you could certainly see right here where it's low. Over here, I got a little low spot. All right. I mean, a lot of the ugly is out, but I still got some things to contend with here. Let me see if I want you guys to be able to see it. Well, I guess you can see it right from that angle. You could see it right from that angle where I've got some low spots yet. Nothing critical. It's not a dent. I mean, it is a dent, but it's a low impression. It's not hammered like it was when we first got started. If you can't see it, now I know you can see it because I'm looking at my camera over here, and I can see it. Here, all through here. I know you guys can see it. So we're close. We're close. I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to go back in there again and start working it a little bit more. But here's what I got to do, guys. Here's what I have to do first. It gets a little hot. It's not bad here today. It's only like 85 here in NorCal. Not bad at all. But I do need a little break, just like everybody needs a little break once in a while. I wonder if, hang on, let me take a look at something here. Video file. Maybe I'll run a little bit of a commercial here for a second. All right, get myself together. And then we'll be right back after this work. You know what? It's a full circle racing day here at Tank Bangers. Thank you, Tom McAllister. So why not run the full circle? We'll run the full circle commercial. This is the one we use. This is the one we use on the show every week. Features Jerry Maddox. And
I get asked often, what's the most important thing on Clunker? Answer simple, it's me. That's why I use full circle racing wheels prepped by Tom McAllister. So should you. Watch this and learn why. When racing vintage motocross where suspension is very limited, your wheels can be the difference between winning or serious injury. We chose to run full circle racing wheels because of the super high quality materials and the heavy duty spokes used. Prepped by Tom McAllister, I have the confidence on the track to push way harder through the rough stuff and the bigger jumps, knowing my wheels are going to stay under me. Hey, Clunker may be 50 years old, but his wheels are brand new, and yours should be too. Call Tom McAllister at Full Circle Racing today.
all right. Okay, let's get back to where we were working on the side of that tank. Here it is right here. And I've got some low spots. You could see them. I'm going to go back in with the tool again. Lift them gently. This is where you really got to be careful, because this is where the RM tank, very thin, flexes a lot. I've got a little low spot. I put too much pressure on it, it becomes a high spot. And then you're just chasing it back and forth. So this is something that you may have to do 3-4 times, but it'll be right when you're done. And I'm just putting very, very light pressure across there. You know, the magnet is my guide. It's not really my guide, but it tells me where that tool is back there. And when I put that pressure on, I want it right next to each other. That high point of that high point of that tool, I want it touching the next one I do. That's how close I want it. That's why I may move this tool in here 3 or 4 times and the magnet doesn't even move. That's how close I am. Now, at this point, because I've sanded it down to 320, I mean, I could use 320 again. Maybe I will. I don't want to take off more material than I have to. Not that there's that much of a difference between 320 and 400, but every little bit helps. And when I say every little bit helps, I mean every little bit that you don't remove is better. So I got it on the softboard. Let's see if anything comes up. And if you'll be able to see that at home. Barely putting any pressure on the board. I could see 5 or 6. I could see that the shallow spot is now smaller. Well, you got a better view of it than I do. I mean, when I'm looking at the tank, I don't see it as well as you see it on the screen. Okay. And remember, when you're checking your work, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do you. The length of the tank with your fingers together. That'll tell you. And it's telling me I got some dents down here. Up here, not too bad. Down here, definitely. Well, down here, I know I have more work to do, and maybe I can get it from that same spot again. Let's do this first. Let's really expose the work. Let's expose the dent or the damage that's down there, so we know what we're dealing with. Yeah, right through here. Right through here. It always actually feels worse than what it is when it gets down to these very, very shallow impressions. When you run your fingers over it, it feels a whole lot worse than what it actually is. but the sand exposes it. And if I can't get it this time, I'm going to stop and I'm going to take it out of the vise and do something different, mount it up a different way, and we'll approach that tomorrow. But for the time being, I'm just going to make one more pass here. And this is where I'm low, right down here. This isn't so bad. In fact, it's shinier. That's where the sandpaper's hitting it. That's where I'm pretty level. Not bad, but I'm just prolonging the inevitable. I know I have to take it out to get a little bit further down. But thanks for hanging in with me a couple of minutes after 10 today. We got a little bit of a late start, but we did a pretty good job on that RM tank. I hope you'll join me tomorrow at the same time. I'll be here on time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all who have joined me. Don't forget, tonight, Vintage Motocross Q&A, the only live show on Facebook or YouTube. Got some good information coming your way tonight. Free giveaways, posters. Where's that poster? See that poster right there? We've got those. We've got mag lights. We've got stickers. We've got discounts. We've got all kinds of things going on. Vintage Motocross Q&A, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, what is it? Next time, try this. It's coming up at 12. We'll see you tomorrow.